Going live now on YouTube. Come and join us. Link in bio. Going live now on YouTube. Come and join us. Link in bio. Hey everybody, how are we this evening? Okay, so I was working on this track today, and I just thought, got some vocals, and I'll just do something a bit different tonight. And yeah, just explain about recording vocals, how simple and how hard it is. Evening Kipper, evening Aaron. Who else is with us? Come and say hello. For those of you who've not been here before, I'm going to be doing a live stream every night in January, and then I'm going to be carrying it on because it's been so successful and a lot of people have really found it useful. If you don't know me and you've just joined off social media, my name is Jason Hurd. I've been producing electronic music for over 25, 30 years. I've had records in the charts and numerous records on big labels like Tool Room, Circus, Defected, Subliminal, Sony, Ministry of Sound, Kaluki, Elro, many more. Basically house and tech house. And what I'm doing here is trying to give answers to people like who are my normal kind of clients. And those people who make electronic music, you know, house, tech house, melodic techno, Afro house, and answer any questions they might have. You know, I learned by going into the studio with other people, and that's what I do. I mentor people and teach people. So hopefully you'll be able to learn something, maybe communicate with people in the chat, ask anything that you want. But tonight we're going to talk about vocals. Okay. Before we start, guys, I know there's a few of you that were on the other night. Just to let you know, that track that I wasn't quite sure about, the disco one, I tweaked the mix and I sent it to Groove Culture, who are in my top 5 of labels that I want to be on in my roadmap. And I didn't think they'd sign it because it's a little bit deep house PIV, but they said they love it, and I've signed it to them. So yeah, just goes. You've just got to you know, you don't know in your head whether a record's great or not great. Sometimes you're not sure about it and it gets signed to a great label. Sometimes you think it's amazing and nobody wants to sign it. You just never know. You just got to know you've made a great track, put it out. Sometimes it'll bite, sometimes it won't. So yes, I'm very happy about that one today. So now I've got to get a release ready for February. So I had this track, and thank you very much. And it's a track I've spoken about already. I just wanted to make tracks just on the Prophet, the Moog, the 303, and the S2400. That's the basis for my tracks, and then I want to take them into Ableton and do everything else. But I want to have a sound as Jason Hurd. So I made this track. I like it. I'm going to do a video about it. I'm not 100% on it yet, but I do like it. So what happened was Lisa Millett came to stay with us over Christmas and New Year. If you don't know her, she sang Bad Habits, Soul Heaven, Sleep Talk. Bit of a legend in like the soulful house scene. And we just had a jam. So all we did was we recorded in this room. So when you're recording vocals, one of the main things is the room. Making sure there's no echoes and reverbs, because the microphone will pick up the room. So obviously I've got an acoustically treated room. So she just sang it here. I use this microphone. Hey Adrian, I use this microphone, which is the Audio Technica P48 or AT2020. It's a good all-rounder. It was about £200, about $250, and I really like it. It does the job. You know, it's not about character, it's about getting a good recording, then if a good all-round recording with the low end and the top end, and I quite like it. So that's the microphone. You don't need a super expensive microphone. But, you know, if I was doing a song which was, I thought it was going to be like a glitter box record or get signed big or a big choir, I would definitely go into a studio where they had proper mics, and recording vocals and treating vocals and melodyne and tuning and timing and everything else, it's an art. It's an art which I don't have. Okay, I do record a lot of my own vocals, and I will track up quite a few of my vocals, but it's like I can do it and they sound good, they sound great, but if I take them somewhere else, that person who does this every single day, they're an expert. You know, the way they just coach the vocalist, you know, to try different notes, the way they record it, the way they tune it and the way they put it together is amazing. You know, that's the art to it. And I will do it because it would cost me a fortune if I didn't. And I know I can get good recording in this room. I know what I want. I understand about tracking. I could probably get it all done here. And then what I would do, like I've done with this vocal, is send it to my friend in Liverpool, Kempton Street Studios. I'd just say, will you have a look over this vocal for me and just tune it for me? Now, his ears are amazing, okay? And it's like mastering, you know, it's like it's an art in itself, not just mixing. And that's through repetition. You know, he's done like Coldplay and the Kooks and everything else. And Chris he knows what I want. He knows what I like. He's a big fan of not really tuning unless he really has to. You know, he doesn't get pitch perfect. And he knows my music's, it's discordal. It's never perfect. I don't want it to be perfect. I don't want perfect vocals, but I don't want bad vocals. So I send it to him. But if you're thinking about doing vocals, these are the key things that I would say for recording. First of all, have a room that sounds like this and not echoey. You don't, because you can always record the room and it's really hard to remove. You can do it with plugins like Isotope RX, which has got D-click and D-noise and everything else, but you always want the best recording. You know, don't clip, and get the best recording you can in that room. Now, recording a vocalist and getting the best out of a vocalist are two different things. And that's why it's an art. I know Lisa Millett. She's a pro, you know, and she does what she wants to do. I ain't telling her what to do. I did come up with some ideas with the hooks in this, and she went with me on it. But some vocalists need coaching really well. It needs to be spoken to in a way, in a language that they understand. And I have pissed off vocalists before. Not because I was nasty, not because I was horrible. It's because sometimes you have to treat them, you know, like a princess, and sometimes you have to treat them in a special way, which keeps them performing at their best. And, you know, you get on the wrong side of a singer, you say the wrong thing, you know, sometimes through no fault of your own, and then you lose them. We want the best performance, and singers don't. No, you know, big singers don't sing perfectly in tune every time. You know, you've got to learn how to get the best out of them, which part of the track to do first. People tire. Do we do the chorus first? Do we do the verse first, warm up and go into the harder bits? Or do we do the harder bits so they don't get too tired and go into the verse? You know, everybody's different, and a great vocal engineer will know that. So if I'm recording the choir, for example, which I'm doing soon, I'll go to Liverpool. I use his studio, his microphones. He'll record into a chain, an analog chain that sounds beautiful as well. So, yeah, that's vocals. But with this one, I've got a great sounding room. So they're very dry vocals. I've got Lisa Millett who sings pitch perfect, you know, virtually. And I've got a good relationship with her, so I can tell her what I want. And she sometimes will go, yeah, okay, yeah, well, what about this? What about that? You've really, when it comes to recording vocals, you've got to know how to, you know, massage their egos, but just make them feel better about themselves. Massage their egos isn't always the case. Just, you've got to make people feel comfortable and warm. Some people do have egos and you do have to massage them. I'm not going to mention any names there. So this track, I just wanted to make something housey, clubby, a bit old school, my sound. And we got Lisa in. I wanted it to be ad-libby. I just wanted a hook. I didn't want a full vocal. I didn't want anything else. And we just did a couple of tracks. So, yeah, let's have a listen to it. So basically what we've got, you know, the lead vocal, which was about 3 or 4 takes. I chopped it up and made this out of it. And then I've got like a hook, which I really liked. I knew what I wanted with this one. And then we've got some BVs. Now the BVs take this whole kind of harmonies, which isn't on style for the record, but I like it. So I'm not sure where I'm going with this record yet. So all I've done is I've recorded the vocals in the room. They sound good. I've chopped them up. I've put them in time about what the best ones were and got rid of the ones I didn't want. Okay. So I've got the lead. I've got the hook bit, which is 2 parts to it, which will go into it. And then I've got the harmonies in the BVs, the chant. And then I've got some of the other ones that I like and put them on a separate channel. Okay. And what I did was I sent all these stems to Chris at Kempton Street Studios in Liverpool. I emailed him. I made sure they weren't clipping. I made sure the recording was good. You know, I recorded into the UAD console, which is here. And the thing about the UAD console, let me just take this off. Okay, the thing about the UAD console, I've got a UAD sound card, is when you're recording, yeah, you can put in numerous plugins like preamps, compressors, and reverbs. So, yeah, there's all kinds of things. Things have different tones. And I think I tried I used the Neve because I like the sound of that one. I use it all the time. To be quite honest with you, I don't know all these. So again, you know, if I was doing it with Chris at Kempton Street Studios, he knows exactly which preamps to use. He has the CL1B compressor, so we use that as well. But recording in, I think we use the Avalon, if I remember correctly. We used the Avalon as the going in compressor, and we recorded it in through it. So it did a slight bit of compression and it added a bit of tonality to it. You can go record in through that, add the reverbs, but you can record in and not record the effects. Okay. So any questions on recording vocals in your own studio or your home? Just to let you know, when I first recorded records with Abigail Bailey, the room sounded really bad when we recorded it. I mean, I didn't know anything about production, and my friend Michael O'Sullivan, who's now in New Zealand, we did it in his bedroom. He'd done production at college, so he was a bit better than me. And we held a blanket, a quilt over Abby's head while she recorded the vocals, just to stop all the reflections and everything else. So yes, recording vocals, you want the best quality recording, and then if you're not good at pitching and tuning, send it to someone else. You can always do that. If you've got a recording that you like, that's in a nice sounding room, that's not clipping, you can then send it to somebody else. And that's what I've done. Okay, any questions before we have a listen? Okay, let's have a listen to the track and the vocal. I'm watching the chat, so if you can tell me if the levels are right or wrong or anything like that, that'd be great. That's better. Take this off. Let's have a listen.
you come on over?
Okay, so I've already got the tunes. Thank you, everybody, for your kind words. I've already got the vocals in time because I did that before when I comped them up from the recording. And the first thing that I've done here is go through it and go, oh, I do like all the vocals I've chosen. Okay, so the first thing that we do is we kind of get the levels right throughout the track, yeah, along it, that works with the track. Now, there's two things to think about here when you've got a vocal like this, okay? If I think this needs a compressor, I've got some people, what they'll do is they'll go in and they'll clip gain it in isolation so they all look or they all sound the same volume. A lot of time you've got to remember the singer sung that vocal to the music in the track. So at one part of the track, like the verse, it might be quieter and then they build up. And then the second verse might be louder. She might have sung it louder because there was extra instrumentation in there. So you've always got to do it in, like I would do this, I would go through it again and I would automate it with audio, with a gain. But it works like clips like this because it's all like, it's just all samples I've chopped up anyway. And I just got the ones that I like, put them in a kind of a position and then set them off. Hey, Pad. So I've got the vocals in there. I like this one already. And I like the BVs, the position they're in already. So what's the first thing I want to do with the vocals? So I've comped them for the ones that I want to use. I've then tuned them. Yeah. I've then automated the levels to work with the track. Because let's just say I'm happy with this track now, which I think I am. I'm having a bit of a questioning myself about it a little bit, but I always have a bit of self-doubt about my own tracks because you listen to them so many times. So now what I'm thinking is this, right? How is that vocal working in the track with everything else? Okay. So the ad-libby part, I'm going to wait. And I'm just going to go to the hook, which I think is a hook. And I'm going to treat it, see what I think, how the vocals sit best in the mix. Now, I will listen to the vocal and go, okay, like right now, this vocal, it's too far forward. It doesn't feel like it's glued to the mix. Probably go up a tiny bit. So with vocals, what I normally do is I listen really low for the level, or I'll listen to my small speakers, just because you can make a better balance of the vocals with the mix and the hi-hats and everything else at the lower levels and on smaller speakers. I mean, obviously I will check it on the main monitors, but yeah. What I'm identifying there with the vocal there is it's competing with the piano a little bit, right? Her vocal does cut through, it's quite high and it's, you know, it's been EQ'd well. Come on over to me. Come on baby, come on over to me. At that part there, it's fighting with the BV vocals, but I do like them together. So I have to think that in a bit, I'm gonna have to get, you know, when the BVs are in on their own, leave them normal, but when that's in, perhaps side chain. That's the lead. I want that at the forward. I want that forward in the mix for me. So then I want the other vocals sit back a bit at that point, but I want them a little bit more forward when that vocal's not in. So I'll come to that later. But I'm mindful of it. And let's listen to this bit where everything's in. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come Okay, so maybe the vocals. Listen, guys, if you can hear something and you think something, let me know. Okay, so I'm thinking the vocal's very dynamic. Okay, so maybe a bit of compression might work on that. I'm going to put an EQ in there. I don't think I need an EQ, but I'm going to put one in anyway, just in case later on. I'm very mindful I'm not taking out the body. In fact, what I'll do is I'll do this. And like if you've got vocals and you don't know what the right one listens for is a we're here, here now. Now, part of it's dynamics. You have to decide whether you like it. But what I might try and do is just turn down the high bits a little bit to bring up the low bits and see what that does. So I'm thinking the low bits are possibly a bit low. Now I could go and clip gain it like we did before, but I think this bit might work with a bit of compression. It might also give it a bit more body. Okay. Lift. Okay. Me louder. Okay. Is that better? So you can see you could go in and do it. You know, there are side effects of compression. I'm not going to go into compression now, but, you know, so you might want to go into each individual note and turn the volume up and down to go with the track first of all. Let's have a listen. So need could be a bit louder, could go in there and chop it up, but let's try a bit of compression first. Let's not forget, I'm not trying to get, you know, this is a house record. I want it to sound raw. I want it to sound old school. But I don't want it to be too polished, but I'm going to try this. So a compressor I really like on vocals is Tube Tech. Just as an all-in-round one. Sometimes I might use LA2A and 77. But the question is, right, I'm just trying to tame those peaks, right? So I'll let the tack through. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to really compress it loud. I'm going to listen in isolation and decide what sounds better. Like,
what I need is you right here now. 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 What I need is what I need is you right here now. 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 What I need is what I need is you right here now. 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 What I need is what I need is you right here now. 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 What I need is what I need is you right here. What I need is you right. What I need is you right here now. 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 What I need is what I need is you right here now.
okay, off.
What I need is you right.
So the is, it needs to be a bit louder. The is more consistent with everything else. And you can also use your eyes here. You can also use your eyes here to to see when it's going down and what it's hitting with the threshold. So listen to the words and look at this. Now, there is possibly a delay with the vocals, but I don't think there is. So let's have a listen to this, right? Listen to what it's doing it and listen to the words.
What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here.
Okay, so we know it's not hitting, the threshold is not hitting those bottom words. So what's happening is it's turning everything else down, okay? And then by level matching, we're turning what it's not compressing up, which is basically what compressive is, you know? You turn things down, you level match, and you turn the low things up, because the high things will be the same level.
What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What I need is you.
Again, it's only subtle, but it's working.
What I need is you right here now. 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 What I need is.
Now, I can see that it's really hitting the U. So I'm listening to the U and seeing how is it affecting it. You know, is it distorting it too much? Is it bad?
What I need is you right here now. 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 What I.
You're reading my mind, Pad. So I'm just turning down the loud bit. So I need to make a decision now, like, okay, is this bit a bit too, what's it doing to the word? And I'm going to tune into it, right?
You right here now. You right here now.
That's compressed off.
You right here now. 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 You right
You can hear it's drastically hitting it, but I don't know if it's bothering me.
What I need is you right here now. 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 What I need is.
Okay, so I like what that's doing to it. All right, Pengi, nice to see you on board. I like what it's doing to it. It is bringing the body out a little bit. It is making the vocals equal, but, you know, I may decide if I was, that I would just go through the whole track. I'm not going to spend the time doing it now. So, take off that, snap to grid, get that bit, Command D, get it, and just clip that down a little bit, and then see how that sounds. So maybe take it down a dB.
You right here now. What I need is 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 you right here now. What I.
That's probably a bit more natural. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to colour that to remind me later on. I don't want to go through the whole track and do them all, but I prefer that. So I've clip gained it. And I'm just going to listen to it in isolation so you can hear what it's doing. This is without it. Just make sure it's level matched. A tiny bit more.
What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What?
Turn it off.
You right here now. What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What?
So I do prefer it with on, but let me listen again in the mix because that's the most important thing. I like it. It's definitely sounding better and more consistent. And I want it to be punchy. I don't want to compress them notes too much because it is supposed to be dynamic. So I'll just take it down to 4-1, around 4-8, 4-8-1. It is subtle, but it's giving it a little bit of body, and it's just kind of giving it a bit of warmth as well. Like if you listen to the body of it, so listen to like the probably about 400 hertz, 300, 400 hertz, right? When it's not compressing, you don't hear, you can't really hear that body to it a little bit because we've turned the low parts up. We've added a bit more of that body, which is the tail of the vocal. So listen to them frequencies. What I'll do is this. Can you hear? It's just got a little bit more in there, which doesn't sound good, isolated, but that is like a kind of bit of more body to it.
What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What?
This is more aggressive and attacky and more toppy, but we wanted a bit more body. We like what it's done. Okay, so now then let's listen to the mids. And it's given it a bit more presence up there as well. Listen to the top end, what it's done to the top end. I mean, it's just changed the volume a little bit, but it's not changed the tonality like it has in the bottom end. Like if you go back to this.
What I need is you right here now. 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 What I need.
See, there's just a bit more warmth in that area. So when you're listening to compression, you need to listen to the shape of the compressor, you know, like the shape of, don't forget, compressors, all it's doing is turning something down, right, in a shape. And the shape is the attack and the release, yeah? And the amount is the threshold. Sorry, the amount is the ratio, yeah? And how much you compress is the threshold. So when you're doing it, you need to listen to how the vocal's going up and down, you know, what's it doing to the low frequencies, the mid frequencies, the high frequencies of the sound you're doing it to, yeah? Are they more? Are they less? And then you've got to listen to what's it doing to the attack of what you're compressing, the body. So this is bringing up a bit of the body and the tail of it. Because remember, if you turn down the volume of the beginning of something, yeah, and then don't compress, then don't turn down the end, yeah, the overall volume is going to come down, yeah, the perceived volume, right? So when you level match with your ears to the perceived volume, right, what you've done is the first bit of the body is exactly the same volume, but the end of it you've turned up. So that's how I look at compression, besides colour, right? So it's like, what am I trying to achieve? Okay, well, I want to let the attack through. So I let a bit of the attack through, use my ears, yeah, and then I want it to compress a little bit on the body, and then I want it to let the tail through. So if we just wanted the first bit to, a bit more of the first bit, I'd have a bit of a longer release so that it was still compressing till the next time it hit the threshold. Does that make sense? Clip gain, volume automation, it's the same thing, mate, as long as it's before the compressor. It's just in Ableton, it's just easier to do clip gain, whereas in Logic or Cubase, I'd usually do automation. It's just because of key commands and ease, really. Let me just turn off my mail so it's not bleeping away. So yes, so that now we've compressed it, right? Now, some people will go, okay, I've learned how to use a compressor. I know when I put a compressor on, oh, compressor, I've had more body, but I might not want more body. I might not want my vocal to have a little bit more of it, of the body of it. You know, I need to listen to it in the mix and make a decision. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so I can hear a big difference now with it on. And I like how the vocal sits in the mix a little bit more with it like that. Okay, so I'm going to keep it. So the next thing that I'm going to do is this. I'm now going to try and join it to the record, right? And I'm going to think of the style of the vocal and what I'm trying to achieve. So some tracks, you know, people just go and they put a plate on there, they get a delay sidechain to the vocal. But like if I'm trying to do like an 80s record, like oh, what's it called? Duke Dumont, the one where he's got the machine in his body in the video. Come on, somebody tell me. You know, he's got a special kind of reverb there. It sounds like a spring reverb, like he's in a boxy room, and I love it on that track. You know, what we're going to do now is, and that's what this whole session is about a lot, is just try and listen to different reverbs, okay? So there's two kind of reverbs I might put on a vocal. And I'm going to do it, just for example's sake, on a send. I don't use sends in Ableton, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it today. Any questions, anybody? Okay, so what I was doing there, I was trying to make the vocal sit in the track, right? I know it's competing with the piano, but I'm just going to get a bit of a reverb together. So insert return track. So first of all, I might try a short reverb. Now, I'm going to use what I use, because this is my track and I'm actually going to use this. UAD. So UAD reverbs erase. So I'm going to put that on there. Just a short reverb. So I'm going to get this. I'm going to try it first of all out of the mix, just so you can hear.
Need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What I
I'm just going to give it a bit of a room, like we can hear the room it was recorded in, because obviously it was very dry here. And I'm going to see how that makes it sit in the track. Is it better? I like it. It's given it a bit more depth. Okay.
What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What I...
And because it's mono, it's also going to make it feel to be a little bit wider. I can't hear it in these headphones. So then let's go to the main reverb, right? Okay, so now I always do this in the mix. Right? I always do everything in the mix. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. Sometimes I have a short reverb, sometimes I don't. I'll try it shortly without it. So then I have a set of reverbs that I go to. Okay, so I'm going to try each one. I never just go for the same one every single time. Insert return track. There's return B. So I will try a vintage Verd. Okay, I want to see how it sits in the track. I'll probably go for like a 250. I'll get the length and then I will take it from there. So. And what I'm thinking of this track's meant to be old school, but warehousey. In them days, they only had one plate, you know, one reverb, and they sent to it, and there was loads of it. So I'm trying to make it modern but old school. So I think I do want a big reverb on this, because the track's quite dry. So find something I like, and then I'll bring it back in. And I go, okay, right, I quite like that. I am going to put a bit of a sidechain. I always put a sidechain on. Nothing major, just to sidechain to the vocal. So it turns down when the vocal's in. So what is that? 52. And I'm going to do a fast attack and a pretty fast release. I don't want it to do too much. I want it to come up. I'll use my ears. And let's have a listen to that. And what I'm thinking, what I'm listening for is the tail of it and what it's doing. You know, we didn't have the sidechain compression with a lot of the reverbs back in the day, so it was just a big reverb. And I do want to have quite a big reverb, but I still want the vocal to come through. I don't want to hide the vocals. So I quite like that reverb. Okay, so then let's try another reverb, because there might be a better reverb. I do like it. No one's going to know the difference, but you could get away with that straight away. Let's try this one, UAD EMT 140. Now, I'm going to put a gain on that just to turn it down a little bit. But I like that because that reverb's got a bit more body. And it's to play it again, but it sounds a bit more old school. Can you hear that? No, kind of. I house you. Is sidechaining doing the same as pre-delay? Kind of. The pre-delay is obviously as soon as the signal hits it, it just doesn't let go of it straight away. So yeah, kind of, but it sounds different. So I just like using the sidechain. And as far as pre-delay is concerned, I don't necessarily use it, but I'll give you an example. And they're doing the same thing. Basically, they're just giving the vocal a bit more presence when the signal hits the reverb, right? But the problem you got with the vocal, if you've got a long note on the vocal and it hits the pre-delay still comes up when the vocal's in, okay? But if you're sidechaining it, it's holding it down right until the vocal hits comes back through the threshold. So it's kind of better to use, I think, a sidechain. Now, I would use a pre-delay on something like a snare, you know, doosh, doosh. I'll show you another time, but it's good for that. If I want a gap and I've got a very short reverb and I want to make it sound louder, sometimes I'll have the snare with a pre-delay and a very short reverb, so doosh, but it sounds like one, so it doesn't feel like it's too muddying up the snare. Any questions, anybody? Going over again tonight by the looks of it. So that's that reverb. So I'm going to stay there. What I will do is I will go through all my reverbs. Okay. I go through them all, try them and see which sits with the instruments the best. I don't just go for one reverb. What is sitting best in the track? I love that one. Why do I love it? Right, I love it because it sounds a bit more old school, reminds me of the old rave records, right? And I like it because it's got that thickness to it, right? But a lot of the times, I listen to this in isolation to vocals and I love it. And in the track, I'll go for the Valhalla because it works better in the track. And each one has a bit of a different character and different situation. So I will generally go to the Valhalla Vintage Verb, UAD 140, Seventh Heaven, which a lot of top people use. A bit of an all-rounder, got everything in there for vocals. I might try some plates. You know, sometimes I might go for a spring reverb, just try something crazy. The T-verb's also good sometimes. And I generally use the UAD AMS for short reverbs. I might try and use an Eventide or something like on there. In fact, let's try that on there, see what that does. Let's get the H3000 up. So you might double it up a little bit. Pieces are really good on this.
Come on, baby, come on, right here now. What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What?
It's basically delaying it. It's just making it sound a lot wider. Do I want that? Well, let's try the mix down. It might work better. Let's listen to it in the mix.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me.
Now, I want that vocal in the center because I've got the BVs going out to the sides. So I want to, do I want this? Do I not want it? Because you know it does something good doesn't mean you want to use it. Like,
come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby.
yeah, it is a bit like chorus. Well, that's what a chorus is, a delay where you're messing around with the timing of one of the sides. Is that chorus or is that flanger? Anyway, it's one of those. So yeah, so I don't like this. I want the vocal in the center, right? Is there a doubler in there? No, I don't want that. That's the wrong thing. So you might try, okay, try so you want a bit of body to it. You might try a doubler. That's waves, isn't it? So waves.
Come on, baby, come on over to me now. What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What I.
So that's the same kind of thing. It's adding other ones, but you can turn them down. Where's the volume on this one? You can tune them. Turn that down. Right.
I need is you right here now. What 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 I.
See, that might sound good on a send. So group that. Get that. Sorry, get that. Create chain.
I need is you right here now. What 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 I need is you right here now.
So I really like what that's doing. So I'm going to keep it. It's doubling up. I didn't like it too much. So what I've done is just introduced a little bit more body to it. And it's given a bit more stereo spread as well.
Come on, baby, come on over to me now. What I need. Come on, baby, come on over to me now. What I need. Come on, baby, come on over to me now.
Okay, so that's the lead vocal. There's lots of other things that I could do to it. We haven't got time for that. It's only an hour. We're just over an hour now, right? So I'd probably do the same thing to these ad-libs as well later on, right? The next thing I would do is get these, so the BVs. So let's have a listen to these.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on.
I can hear a vocal there, so I need to get rid of.
Baby, come on over to me.
I can hear it. Okay, so stop to grid. Get rid of that. Take it up to it. Bang.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. 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 Come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to.
Okay, why do I need to do that? You can't really hear it in the mix. Why do you want to do it? Okay, there is two reasons. There's a bit of delay from when I speak to you. Two reasons. First thing, it's professional. Second thing is, if I'm going to compress all this together now, I'm going to bring the volume of that up. So I want to get it out. And I should have really done that before I sent it to Chris. But there you go. So let's have a listen to that. So now I'm thinking, how can I join them together? So I pan them to give a bit of width. So I want the lead vocal there, the chant, right? The one we were just working on. And then I want these a bit more wider, but when the other vocal's not in, I still want something quite central, okay? So I've got the medium vocal here, and I've put that center.
Come on over to me.
And then the other things I've just panned a little bit. Well, panned these two, left and right quite a bit.
Come on over to me.
They're a higher one.
Come on over to me.
And then I've got this, I think this is a high one.
Come on over to me. Come on over to me.
And I just panned them a little bit. And what I did was I messed around with them until I liked it, right, with the main vocal in the track. Okay. And the thing is sometimes I might pan, like if I've got a choir, like one singer over there, highs, mid, lows, and one singer over there, you know, high, mid, lows harmonies. You know, sometimes I might have all the high harmonies over there and the low ones over there. Sometimes I might have them all center. It doesn't, you've just got to think, don't tell yourself, oh, this is what I should do. Just do what sounds better to you and is in your track. But I am thinking of the position of everything in this track, okay? So with these, I want them to sit wide of the main vocal, of the hook. So they are.
Come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me.
And again, they sound a bit clean, but what I'm going to do is the background, they sound great already. I'm going to stick a compressor on it. I'm going to go for the soft tube again. It's easy. It's a bit of both really, the LA2A and the 1176. So let's have a listen to that.
Come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Oh, what I need.
So if these were BVs to a vocal that was singing the same thing, I'd have a fast attack. Because I don't want the vocals forward, right? I want them back in the mix. So if I take the attack off, they appear to sit back in the mix a little bit, right? So with this, what I'm trying to do is, I want them forward in the mix, but when the other vocal's in there, I want them to sit back. So instead of trying to get these right with the other vocal, I'm going to try to get these right on their own normally in the track, yeah? And then I'll just add a track spacer or a compression, multiband compression, or a soothe or something like that to dip like the frequencies of the attack of the vocal on the BVs when the other vocal's in, so they're not fighting each other a little bit. We'll go into that in a bit. So let's have a listen.
Come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Oh, what I need, come on, baby, come on over to me. Now, what I need, come on, baby, come on over to me.
Now, what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to concentrate on this bit now because we have gone over again. And I'm going to put on the chant, I'm going to put, just for speed, what I'm trying to teach you is how to think. Like, okay, I've got the two vocals playing together. They are clashing a little bit, but if I just dip the attack of the other one, trick my mind into thinking, oh, they're still there, and that one's on top. But right now, they're kind of clashing a little bit. They're not, but they are.
What I need, come on, baby, come on over to me. Now, what I need, come on, baby, come on.
Because I'm listening on my headphones, I've not got the 3D depth that I normally have. So what I would do is I would let's put track spacer on for now. I would try track spacer, I would try soothe, see which is the best. In fact, we can do that for you. And because the vocal's in the middle, what I'm going to try and do is just dip the middle first. Yeah, so the higher frequencies in the middle of that backing vocals. And then see if that works. So it still doesn't affect it all. And then if I still feel we need to take more out, I'll try it in stereo. So track spacer, you click this, fast attack. You know, slowish release, pan, go to mono. So that pan, it's mono there, mids, and then I'll listen to it. Of course, I'll set the input. So 53. It's not 53, it's 52, isn't it? So I can hear that compression on the backing vocals. It's too much, okay? I really like that. It's just sitting them back in the mix a little bit more, so the main vocals just really forward in the mix. The way you've got to think about things with position and depth of field is, you've got a band. You know, you want the lead singer at the front. You don't want the lead singer like side by side with all the backing vocalists. You want the lead vocalist to be there and them to be complementing the vocal. So I really like what that does. I would try soothe. I would try all the different ways. I might use Pro Q3 on a dynamic. But I really like what that does. And now what I'd do is, I'd probably go, right, where do I want these backing vocals to sit? Because they are still a bit forward. And I'd do the same thing again, finding the right reverb for them. I might add more of a reverb on them, so they sit a bit further back in the mix, you know. Depends what I'm doing, but here I don't want that. So what I'll do is I'll go here, see what happens here, and choose the right reverb for that. I won't use the same reverb as before, you know. So insert MIDI track. I'll try and find something with a bit of different character. Oh, inside return track. So return. Let's just try another reverb quickly.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. 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 Oh. Come on, baby, come on over to me. 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 Oh. Come on, baby, come on over to me. 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 Oh. Come on, baby, come on over to me. 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 Oh. Come on, baby, come on over to me. 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 Oh, what I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. Come on, baby, come on over to me. 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 Oh, what I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now. Come on, baby, come on over to me. 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 Oh, what I need is you right here now. What I need is you.
And then I'd tune it. I'd sort of tune it. And then I'd get the right level. Obviously, I wouldn't do it here. So I'd get the reverbs right then. And then what I would do is this. I would go through it and say, right, it sits in the mix nice now. Now, how can I make this a bit more exciting? I might try a delay. I might try something else. I don't think it needs, I'm not hearing a delay. But then like something like this, I might go, okay. On the ad libs, I might go, let's get an echo boy. Loop this. A bit more delay. Maybe try an echoplex. You know, and I might not go for that. I might just do it in that one point with that delay, only in that point, and go through the track and add reverbs and delays that join it all together. Again, I'd find a reverb that works with it. I might use one of the others, but probably not. I want it to be sitting in a different space to everything else. And then with the vocals, and then what I do is I just go through it and listen to it like I'm on a journey and get the delays, and I might have 2 or 3 different delays with different timings that come on the back of it. I won't just get a delay on a send, put a compressor on, sidechain it, you know, to the vocal and send the vocal to it. I'll try and do it a little bit different. No, I haven't looked at these properly yet. Let's pause it. You're asking me if they're intentionally too loud on the left. No.
Come on, baby, come on over. Come on, baby, come on over to me. 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 Oh, what I need is you right here now. What I need is you right here now.
Obviously, I'm listening to headphones, but when I'm in the studio, I'll get them done. So I'll go on this now, and I'll probably spend a few more hours doing the similar things that we're doing to the vocals to sit in the mix. So the key part of it is how you record the vocals, get them tuned right, and then getting them in the right position, and then making sure they're tuned, and then getting the vocal levels right. Yeah. Getting the vocal levels right throughout the track, getting delays and reverbs and special effects on them, and seeing what, just gives this track a lot more interest. We've gone well over on this session. But it's just about making it sit in the mix and how I want it to sit in the mix. Do I want loads of reverb? Do I not want loads of reverb? But I would definitely go through all the end bits, and look at doing a bit of a delay if that's what I want. And then I might put something on the actual vocals as a whole. Sometimes I might put some tape on there. Just see if that adds a bit more glue. Again, let's try that while we're here.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on.
Sorry, what I'd do is I obviously need to create another group with all the vocals in, and I might put the reverbs in that group, so I wouldn't have them on a send. I'd just do create a chain, group tracks. Then I might try and put tape on each individual one, or I might try and put it on there. I'll just put the virtual tape on there for now.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what I need come on, baby, come on over to me. Now what
I actually like what that's doing to, like the 2 to 4K area.
come on, baby, come on.
I have to listen properly on the studio monitors, make sure there's no distortion or anything, but they sound really good. Sometimes they add a bit more glue and a bit more presence to some vocals tape, but you've got to watch the transients. Okay, that's a quick rundown about how I do vocals, and like I said, now I'll go through the delays, now I'll pay a bit more attention. It's about what am I trying to achieve? So where am I trying to set the vocals in the mix, and that's why you use different reverbs, because it puts things in different places, and the character of that reverb sometimes, will, if you just use one plate for everything, they kind of overlap each other, whereas it gives it more depth or presence depending on what you're trying to achieve using different reverbs. I think that. But it's all about how it sounds to you in the mix. Okay, so any questions? Right, pad. What's the difference between these? Well, they're all different kinds of where they were recorded, the kinds of reverbs that you've got. Listen, what you need to do is get yourself 2 or 3 reverbs, right? And learn them. Yeah. Put them on everything and see what they sound like. And like you're going on about, okay, well, what does this do here? What does the difference between a plate and a room and everything else? Just listen to it. It's dead easy, right? It's the best way I can teach you. It doesn't matter what they were used for, you know, originally. It's what it sounds like in your mix. So let's have a listen to this one. That's a 7th heaven, isn't it, right? What did I put 7th heaven on? Oh, that was the other one, right. Okay, so I'm going to disable that one on the send. So I'm going to put this one on now.
Come on, baby, come on over to me.
So it's down to the room that they were recorded in, okay? So just have a listen to it. So you see this one?
Come on, baby, come on over to me.
It's quite a long decay. It's got quite a bit of body. This is a bright one, and that's when they had the machines with the plates in, or some places had rooms with plates in. That's the kind of reverb. And now, if you listen to a room, it's just like it's in a room.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on.
Oh. Okay, so.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me.
And that's nice as well. But the vocals are a bit forward in your in presence.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on.
That's like a room. Imagine you're just in a room with no. When you go in your bathroom, you know, there's some called tiled rooms and bathrooms. Imagine what your voice sounds like. Go on your phone and record it, and that's what it sounds like. That's a room. Spaces. So let's look at spaces.
Come on, baby, come on over to me.
That's just like being in a church, you know. It emulates like kind of all the sound going from your vocal, hitting the walls and coming back to you. And it's the space and the size and all the different kind of you know, dimensions and shapes of the building that will create that. You know, like if it was in a garage with a plastic roof, it's going to sound different. So let's have a look at something different. Bathhouse, let's just that.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on.
So you just got to learn what it sounds like. You might like it. Stone Quarry.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on.
So you might want that one for like a hit that's got a long reverb on or something like that. Ambience.
Come on, baby, come on over to me.
Again, it's a bit more like a room. Chambers.
Come on, baby, come on over to me.
Now chambers are like chambers. So in the old studios that have chambers, and the reverb. The reverb is the sound of the room that it's in, or the machine that was used to make that reverb. You know, so your things that are supposed to be like chambers and rooms. One might be a really big room, which is a hall. One might be a small room, which is what they call room. Chambers is a bit bigger, but listen to it, you know, and see what they sound like. You might go for chambers and think, oh no, what a long reverb.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me.
And each chamber's got a different tone to each chamber, and chamber's got a different tone to the room, because remember, it's about just leaving your vocal and it's hitting a wall, right? And there's loads of these delays hitting walls, bouncing, hitting other things, then coming back to your ears, right? An echo is when you say something, hello, 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 hello. A reverb is loads of them bouncing off all the walls and coming to your ear at the same time. So depending on the size of the room, the shape of the room, the materials in the room, everything, you know, the height of the room depends on the different kinds of reverbs. And each of these different reverbs are a different kind of reverb based upon the room or the machine that we used in. This is a great plugin, everyone. Like all the people at Kempton Street and a lot of my peers use these a lot. But as you can hear, it sounds different to the EMT 140. So reverbs are different, you know, and you use them on different things, but we'll have to do that in a separate class. You know, a bigger reverb sounds further away. A smaller reverb sounds a bit nearer to you. Any questions, everybody? Did you enjoy that? Did it help you? You've got to remember, this is always about, you know, what am I trying to achieve? Okay, you've got the vocal there. Don't think, oh, I should put a plate on a vocal. Just get a reverb and see what. Remember, each reverb's got to interact with everything else in the mix and what fits it in the mix a lot more, right? And one reverb might hide the BV reverb and another reverb might complement it. And neither is right. You know, it's about what sits better in your mix and what you want. And you've got to remember, as house producers, you know, we're not, like a bit, bandy might be a little bit, oh, we should do this and you should do that and you should do this when the band produces. But with our music, we're trying to freak people out. We want things to be different. We want sounds to be weird. We like things detuned quite a lot. And, you know, learn it and listen to it. Get some reverbs, get one of each that's really good quality, you know. And if you're using Ableton only, you know, I've got all these are Sir Impulses. And the samples off the old boxes. So you can get these online, or I might just do a giveaway for people who get the access, get the sign up for the one-to-one. And what they do is they just, instead of using all these different boxes, you can use these, but you've got to learn them all individually. So you drag them into, let's just say, I use Sir, but if you're using Ableton, you've got hybrid reverb. So anything that gets a convolution reverb, and what you do is this. So you've got this.
Come on, baby, come on over to me.
And I've got them. And then I've got my Sir Impulses. Then I know it's a vocal, so what I play, maybe an echo chamber. Let's see what they sound like. I know these reverbs because I've listened to them. I've drag it in there.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me.
Oh, should always be on wet.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come on, baby, come on over to me.
Well, there should be.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. Come.
Okay, I'm going to try a few others. Disco, let's try that one. Thanks, Stefan.
Come on, baby.
So that's a nice one as well. It sounds a bit disco. It's actually really nice, that.
Come on, baby, come on over to me. 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 Come on, baby, come on over to me.
And of course, with everything that we've got here, every effect we can do, we can distort it, we can EQ it to get it to sit in the mix to exactly how we want it to be. Only a quick session tonight. When I do my one-to-ones, we go into these in really, really deep. So yes, thanks guys. Again, another great session. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made sense and simplified things. If you're going to record some vocals in your house, you're going to listen to it first of all. How does the room sound? Maybe you need to deaden it up, you know. You're going to make sure it's not clipping. You're going to think about compression. And then, you know, even if you've got something, a sample pack, right? Again, you've got to remember that different parts of your track are going to be louder and lower. So if you're using a vocal from a sample pack, at this point you might want to be lower than the other part. You might want to automate it. You know, in the chorus, you might want to have a bit more reverb on the vocal or a bit less reverb on the vocal, you know. And other parts of the track, you might want to change these things. I think one of the things today about takeaways about this is, you know, a good track has a journey, which we talked about the other day, and your reverbs and your effects and the volumes of your vocals are a part of that. Okay, we had a few more people listening today. Thank you, everybody. Any questions before we go? Okay, great. See you tomorrow. Thank you.